Sanibona emakhaya igama lami Scelo Ngubane. I'm an inspirational speaker. Today we have our Gadanchi guest. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Ngiyanibingelela ngumfundisi uSteve wakwamchunu ngisebandleni leAFM emthonjeni lapha neSprings evelkhedach ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much, Mfundis. You're also an author. Maybe we need to start there. You wrote, I remember the first time we knew about the title of the book, I was so moved to dream the impossible dream.
Yes.
Maybe let's start from there. What inspired you to write the book?
Okay, on my graduation day there was a song babeyidlala background by Luther Vandross.
Okay.
Yeah, acula to dream the impossible dream. And
Wow.
after I've heard that song yahlala engqondweni yami and njalo ngaloko ngezindla ngayo, and I use that song motivate and to motivate abanye abantu ukuthi if a dream comes from God, it must look impossible. If it comes from you, then it will be possible. But if it comes from God, it must be impossible.
What is possible with men is possible with God.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, wow. It's such a powerful book.
Yeah.
You are an artist as well. You also do music.
Yes.
Multi-talented and a speaker as well.
Yes.
Where did you start and who discovered that talent?
Ngathi sonto uyabona usesontweni ufunda into eyiningi. Ngithanda ukukhuthaza abantu abasha ukuthi if they can spend more time esontweni. Ngoba esontweni kula ukuzibona khona kunabo drama, kunabo piano, kunani ngaba nenhlanhla ukuthi thina masifika ibandla baba ngoba wayumfundisi nayo. Kwakunabantu abadlalayo, there was a full band. So from first born yasekhaya to second born badlala ipiano. La ngena ke lapho uthando nogcozi lokudlala umculo.
Oh wow.
From enkonzweni.
Oh, wow. And your passion for the community. We are talking now, you still go to a Modabi to speak with inmates, to motivate them and give them your time. Motivation and community development, where did it start as well?
Well, ukubona ubaba sihamba sihlale lokishini ukuthi siyadinga ukuthi sithinta abantu. So ngobe ngihamba nobaba ngeke ngenze ijoke ngithi kade ngishiswa amatiye ngoba besihamba singena emizini konke la ufika khona abakukomiti. So it started from lapho kuhamba nobaba sibona abantu ngoba ubaba dala bebamba endaweni eziningi baqala amabandla. Sometimes asuke eThemisa sohlala eMarikana singamazulu safunda isitswana. So it started from there ukubona abazali bami ukuthanda umphakathi nokuhamba bobona abantu and kwahlala la kimi ngathanda from lapho ukuthi uNkulunkulu mangiphe igift I must share it nabantu umphakathi wami usizakala.
Oh wow. Umzulu okhulele nabatswana. Oh wow.
Kahle igama lami elinye lesitswana.
Lesitswana. Okay. Yeah. You also went to Lesotho at some point, was it Botswana?
Yes.
And how was the experience there?
Yeah, 3 years ngiseBotswana ngifunde lukhulu. Ngifunde lukhulu abantu baseBotswana, abantu abasebenza hard. Some of them I've been eZimbabwe nani bakubuza ngeSouth Africa, but some of them bakuthi abakaze baze na South Africa. But it's good ukubona abantu abazimisele abasebenzayo. Even naseBotswana I was youth pastor ku one of the churches for 3 years.
Okay.
I also got ukusebenza nabantu abasha because there was a challenge ukuthi at one point half the population was HIV positive and we were working in my villages. Also, it comes from ukuthi ngithanda impact our communities and share my gift.
Now, your mind doesn't think about geographical area. Ukuthi lendawo I can't go. Yini ekwenze waba open-minded to say, let me go and stay Botswana, especially for 3 years. We know what statistics say South Africans don't travel. South Africans, if actually magazalele Davidton, uyoshada eDavidton, ashonele eDavidton, angakaze aphume eDavidton le. So, yini ekwenze waba maybe with an eye yokuthi I need to go out of South Africa and see other opportunities.
I love Africa. I believe which I'm called for Africa.
Okay.
Ngikhule ngilandela uReinhard Bonke ngobaba wathanda ukuthi sekwimvuselo zikaReinhard Bonke. It touched my heart with someone from Germany. Uthi uNkulunkulu muphe ivision abona iAfrica washed by the blood. I said kuNkulunkulu, if you can call someone from Germany to touch the continent, what about me nangla? So I love Africa. I went to Zimbabwe at one point in time bengifuna ukuhlala eZimbabwe. But it was at the time lapho eZimbabwe boba nemali mara ungabi nokudla.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so there was a professor lapho university beka umhlobo kababa evets wayithanda ukuhamba nathi wase you change. Hamba nathi one day sibuye eZimbabwe wang advice what no, it will be better ukuthi ube seBotswana.
Okay.
Yes, to dream the impossible dream, I have this dream yokuthi ngifuna ifundo iAfrica yonke.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking for indawo ezoba itation so that so bengenza nje ese springboard iBotswana for mina.
Oh, that's
Yes,
great.
ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthinta iAfrica yonke.
The churches today, when you look at the church, is under a lot of criticism that it's church in the community, but not for the community. You find ukuthi it's a church that is not rooted in the community. Isonto livulwa ngama Sundays. During the week, there's no one there. They come. So what do you think needs to be done for the church to transform?
I think it's very important ukuthi before ujoina into uyibheke isukaphi.
Okay.
Ngeke ngizwe bathi noma coach abo Chiefs or abo Pirates noma ubuya phesha you must learn the culture. Now if ubheke emva you to understand ukuthi even African National Congress was started by the pastors. Those were the people bebasebenza ne community. And they saw a need ukuthi amelanga sibashumayeze kuphela amele sibakhulule labantu. If abantu abaningi can go back babone ukuthi isonto lisukaphi bazoba nayo le heart. You can understand that the church is for the community, and if singakwazi uku-impact community then singakwazi ukuya phambili. Isonto la abantu bayisonto. In actual fact isonto is not a building. I've learned over the years. Isonto abantu.
So now once wasusa umuntu as a main target in the church, then everything is gonna fall.
That's true.
Wow.
So it's the people abayisonto.
Truth about alcohol. You also wrote about that.
Yes.
How much damage has alcohol done in our society?
Inkulu yaqala kuinkosi ucetshwayo. Icela ku King Victoria ukuthi bengicela ukuthi kuzo zonke into eyilethe ezweni lami ungaletha utshwala. Uma ufunda umlando akusiwo wonke umhlaba wathathwa amabhuno ngendlozula. Bathi amunye umhlaba wona ama-sheaves wanikeza ngawo mahala kubelungu emva ukuthi babapha iskosh. Umlando uthi a bottle of scotch beyenza umuntu ngoba into enza ukuthi urelaye kuyo. So I didn't realize ukuthi if sengiselokishini you start to see ama opportunities nama talents aphela because ekhaya as abantu be community we also had a soccer team. Each church should be like that. I saw a lot of young guys at Daveyton bebadlala ibhola bamoshekele utshwala umculo utshwala. I've seen so many talents. So in my heart I felt ukuthi utshwala bu impact kakhulu kudlula ngisho HIV. We spoke about HIV. So there's a very great need ukuthi si address inkinga zotshwala in our country.
Yo, that's so deep.
Yes.
Yesterday there was a talk and honor of Ubaba Steve Biko. He was a young person.
Yes.
Sithi Ubaba today because of the impact that he had.
Yes.
He wrote a book, I Write What I Like.
Yes.
Why do we have few black authors in our communities?
I think we need ukuthi sibe inspired nokuthi sikhuthazwe. You know, we lack ama-centers, if I may say it.
Okay.
You cannot have, for example, it's September. Kuphela and hope ukuthi it will impact bonke abantu. We need to have more centers. Helen Suzman said something. He said we have a problem with teenage pregnancy emalokishini because young girls don't play. If bangakwazi ukudlala i-netball bona abakhula abadlala i-netball uyabona ukuthi multi-talented because I tried so many things as a young man. At one point in time I was a boxer. Ngangivuka lapha lapha e-mall. Bayibiza ngokuyi-Lion Kent Center manje naliholo lapha ngishaya isibhakela. Ngasijima isibhakela ngaya esibikwa ngadlala yes nga-actor ngadlala amapiano ekukhuleni kwami ngabona ukuthi ayinayo into engiyithandayo.
Oh, wow.
So young people kubalekile ukuthi bagcugcuzelwe. Even nokubhala there must be abantu abagcugcuzelayo ukuthi bhalani. Yeah, there must be umuntu semba because even nebandla lethu we have a history yabelungu kodwa sinayo history yabantu abamnyama.
Because
asibhali ndawo.
there was no inspiration to write.
Yeah, so there must be bakhuthazwa abantu into uyibona ku someone. Yeah, nabadlala tennis because someone bekadlala tennis you want to play tennis. Nodlala umculo someone bekadlala umculo you want, so you take it from someone. You have someone ombhekayo apart from ubaba kunobaba bathi umfundisi umakhathini sewalala lapha eFostolus. Ngangithanda uya kubaba kuyamncane. Noma ubaba eseshonile wangishiya naye bengilingisa yonke into ayenzayo. Njengama China ulingisa someone bese uzithola wena.
Oh, wow.
Isebenza kanjalo.
That's what role model is all about.
Yes.
It's a role that is modeled. So manga landela kulama footsteps. Surely I will land somewhere in those lines.
Iqiniso.
So I believe at some point the church it was instrumental even in starting schools,
Yes.
education, because
Yes.
you always said, "Wabambu Christ, wabambu mfundo." Those stones, will make you prosper. Say more about it.
Yes. Uyabona if ubheka bestructure kanjani ikolo. Isonto bemele libheke idingo zabantu bese lisiza abantu. Amasonto aqala ikolo ngoba abona idingo emphakathini.
Okay.
In actual fact kunenye indoda ngangithanda ukuyibukela la TV bathi ubonke Shibalani. Ngiyangitshela umngane ngithi yazi ubonke Shibalani ukhuluma into ezibalekile ngazange ngiziunderstand. Uthi my mother and my father were teachers and they were also pastors. So uthi legama mfundisi lisho ukuthi kahle kahle pastors should be teachers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so ngoba uthi labantu obabamba Sunday you see them during the week. In actual fact I'm inspired ukuthi umuntu ngave uthisha. So into engiyicabangayo izinto ukuthi ubuthisha ukwazi ukuthi makubaphuma abantwana aphuma esontweni eoffice. Ikolo masivaliwe labantwana futhi ukwazi ukuthi ababone abenze lama programs. So that's why imfundo ibalekile ngoba uBaba Mandela washo naye ukuthi kuma communities ampofu abantwana uma befunda it's proven ukuthi imfundo yenza impilo zabo bese ziyashintsha. So we must inspire, we must encourage abantu ingane encane ukuthi imfundo ingenza abaphume bompofini.
Wow.
So iweapon ekhona and imfundo is free of charge. There's ikolo yonke indawo konke la uhamba khona there's schools. So abantwana they can study for free esikolweni sigcoka uniform sonke akubonakala ukuthi uvela kuyiphi family.
Yes.
Is the weapon that we have ngoba khomalo oshelwe khona noma ifa ekhaya. Bamba imfundo then you'll be umuntu ongcono. It's proven.
Oh wow.
Yes, akubuzwa.
Oh, that's so profound.
Yes.
Now, looking at how the church has been infiltrated, especially by miracles, where people go for miracles, and not go for theology, not go for in-depth. I'm going there because I want to know more about God. Why do we find a lot of those churches that do not have a background of theology, a background of teaching? Always they are going to show gimmicks. Yes. And we see a lot of our communities going there. What can we do? Because now our communities are filled by that to say, within 3 months, do this and all of that. What can we do? Because I believe it's the church that needs to cleanse, self-correct the church.
Yes. Well, iqala ngokuthi ithenza simple kanjena but isonto that is building our miracles like grow fast than isonto that focuses good training. Yeah, but isonto la miracles when the leader dies it dies.
Okay.
Isonto that focuses good training when the leader dies it continues. So which means it focuses not more on the leader but the focus is more on uNkulunkulu.
Oh wow.
From isikhathi saka Jesu signs and miracles were for the unsaved. That is why the church will have a time Yama crusades where there'll be signs and we know that instead. But we cannot then every Sunday comes for sign. The Bible says for signs in the book of Acts that they came together for teachings. Wow. So it's very important that we start to train abantu and sibakhuthaze ukuthi akusinto ukuthi 1 2 3 zobe sewuphumelela. Imagine if it was like that bongekuya esikolweni for 12 years ukuthi ukwazi ukuya university. So abantu bakithi badinga ukutrainwa about all those things and it starts from ukuthi nathi esamasonto sikhumbule ukuthi we must see ebantwini awusabona ama house visits one on one churches sebafuna ukuba yi50 babe bodwa bange-impact community. So it's so easy if we don't build disciples in our communities. So it's kuba easy ukuthi makufika abantu abasha bavele babarobhe. But there's one thing we must learn from lama sentence of miracles. The only thing abayenza yabona good ukuthi they go to abantu and they reach out to abantu. So abantu babona bona ngathi
Legit,
yes. And if you watch these churches on the TV, abantu they come with problems. So when I don't know solution, but a quick solution. But why abantu baze babe nenkinga kube ne-tent elisha khona next wrong qala tent elisha mara baya lapha because this church has been standing there for years but liba i-social club yabantu abambalwa. So you need to change that. Emsebenzini kudlalwa igolf every Saturday, sometimes once a month. ba lawyer bayonke lento lena, they will say, are you coming, Steve? Into yokuqala ngezibuzo uthi ubani okwangitshela ukuthi itholakala lapha induku. Yodlala igalofu yabona.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but they expect mina mele ngivuke ekseni ngiyodlala igalofu yabona. But someone mele akubambe ngesandla and take it. That's what is happening. Yeah, so if abantu ba trainer well, we will know ukuthi the signs are for the unsaved. I can't be a sontweni. I've also seen abazalwane bakudala running for ama-signs,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
means
yeah.
there's lack of training
Training
Baba
there.
Ngubane, and then there's just miracles.
Oh,
training
wow.
is important.
It's very critical.
I can tell you the training.
I think also I wanted to zoom in your leadership. I've served under your leadership and being blessed to be from your hand. You one leader that gives a lot of freedom. I remember when we were serving Life Changing Zone, you gave us so much freedom to say, do these youth programs. I mean, we were able to be a church from Monday to Monday. Even young people abangasebenzi baba nespace there. Konke lo mqondo nenhliziyo kusuke laphi.
Ukuthi a leader mele izala amanye ama-leader.
Okay.
So you must know ukuthi i-life kahle kahle ukuthi uzithola ukuthi ubizelweni. And shared. I believe ukuthi ezulwini bazongibuza ngokuthi lento esekuphiwe yona wayishare enough na.
Wow.
Did you touch abantu abaningi? Because if you don't do that, then kusho ukuthi awenzanga umsebenzi wakho. So mele ubuild abantu ukuthi kusasa bakwazi ukuzimela. Then it's better. Ngithisha idota yami ipiano, but bese mangiqeda lapho ngemiyekele. So from exameni nokwenza amaphutha uzoba better. The same way nokudriver, I must ngokutrain mara hayi ukuthi njalo ngihlezi ngilapha phambi kwakho. Kumele ngijabulele ukuthi ngibone ukuthi uyele itolo.
Oh wow.
Uyelaphi? Siyasileka mangokela nkosikazi ngithi uthi wena wangipha one lesson. Ngithi ngakupha one lesson. Ngase ngathi kuye sozazibonela nayo imoto. So ngithi mara that one lesson yiye kusizile ukuthi ukwazi ukushayela namhlanje ngoba ngipha one lesson kodwa ngakunika imoto.
Wow.
So wafunda, ufunda better. Sometimes mawushayisa ube nomuntu okwazi ukuthi uyobuza kuye. So is the system engifila kanjalo ukuthi you train other leaders to be leaders. So but they will never babe njengawe.
Wow.
Also the same time mele understand ukuthi bahlukile abakhule ngehaba indlela.
You never intimidated by other people's gift. Why did you find yourself in that heart?
It's understanding yourself. Kubafundis also, it's more about the calling.
Okay.
The calling is calling. Someone asked me, Guti, if unesipho and uyasebenzisa. Usebenza kwabaphansi, sivela kwabaphansi or kwaphezulu ngamtshela. Ngathi zonke izipho zivela kuNkulunkulu.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'll never ngukudelele ukuthi wena usebenzisaphi. No, so amangalo ngoba ngumfundisi. And bengazi ukuthi umuntu ongasiwe enkolo. Ngathi noma ngabe usebenzisa kubo gogo kodwa sivela kuNkulunkulu. Once you understand your gift, angeke ukhathazeke ngabanye abantu ngoba uyohlala uyi-one. And once you also understand your calling, mina I wish ngathi I can have a testimony efana nabanye abantu ukuthi bengilele njengoRenald Bonke and I saw the light. No, mina abazalwane basemayini eMarikana ama-7 Orkop, they were the ones who prophesied ukuthi I have a calling. I waited for God for a calling, and I never followed my calling. But 1994 at Denver Station, when ngangaphansi kwestrain ngifa, I made agreement noNkulunkulu ngathi uNkulunkulu mawungangisindisa, I will follow my calling. So that's how I became a pastor. I got saved from that training having yanginyathela at Denver, and I did that. So calling yami ayifani kaNgubane. So angeke ngibe jealous of Ngubane. Nama challenges wami awafani. So I must understand ukuthi ngihlukile, but singasizana sinoNgubane.
Wow.
Yes, into engibheka kanjalo.
You also were able to lead your peers, which is a very, very difficult part because intanga zakho sometimes zibheka iminyaka sisho ukuthi angazositshela phela siyalingana. How were you able also to influence your peers?
Yeah, it's sometimes you must lead. Mina thwathwa when sifike emaphupheni ama families amaningi wasilidwa baphethwe ama single parents. And most of them bashona. So I witnessed abantwana abaningi ukuthi they had ukuthi bagrow. Yeah, ngoba bakho imndeni eminingi basihamba besikhula kungana abazali, including umndeni kankosikazi wami. When we started ukubavakashela nobaba lapha kwakunganamuntu omdala. But untombazana kube ndala, untombi endala kwamele ikhule ithathe position. And there were guys that will come esontweni every Sunday bathwele imindeni yakubo because they can't go back emakhaya ngoba nakusection. So it's the same things. When God akunikeza i-role, kumele ukukhule understand ukuthi singahle ngeze ukuthi siyalingana kodwa uNkulunkulu ngiphele role yokuthi manje kumele ngihole. It comes from there and awukhathazeki. You'll always have challenges. Kule change zone I'll have challenges. Sometimes abanye bangithembisa neibhakela siyinsizwa. I had that challenges. I remember kwakuneguy nokumpahlela njalo wayethanda ukungadvise. God always brings someone. Noma ngumuntu ngithi ngahluthuka athi remember you must always keep your cool. Wayethanda ukungibamba. Ngikhumbula ukuthi konje ngumfundisi.
Avela kasikhali isiphakela.
Yeah, ngoba awontanga especially makunamantombazana inkinga ngeke ngibone ukuthi beyiba lapho. Yeah, ngoba wena uzosebenza umunye ufuna ukuimpress ufuna ukusebenza. So kwezinto kwesikhathi mina nasethi kumele ukhule and ube nje ngoDavid. David had to understand ukuthi ngenze ukuthi umncane kubafowabo kodwa bekazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu umbizele for it.
I love the fact that you're going to David because my next question was going to be you love character David so much. Share with us why David.
Yeah, if ubheka uDavid it's someone ompofa ngazi motivate ngalokho ukuthi this boy beka umelusi benga deserve nokuba inkosi. Naku family yakubo bathi ama brothers wakhe were built that even nomprofeti umpriest kaJehova ezogcoba lapha Samuel wabona abafowabo bafanele. He didn't even think of David. But David trusted uNkulunkulu so much that kuyo yonke into bekathi I can do this. Noma babona uGoliath ngithi mina uGoliath ufana nepoverty because Goliath bekabuya njalo ekseni poverty njalo uthenga isinkwa namuhla ulalodlile kusasa it's a new challenge. So no Goliath bekanjalo abuye kusasa athi ubani ongalwa nami. But David looked at him and he said angizi kuwe ngawo amandla ngiza ngaNkulunkulu. So if we can look at the stories ka David you can use it as a motivation ukuthi ngafika noma kuphi amatshe ayephethe uDavid abulanga uGoliath ngithi kubo imfundo. So if ungasebenzisa imfundo ngokuhlakanipha ingakusiza ukuthi indlala ekhona nokuhlupheka nokweswela okukhona ekhaya ungakunqoba uDavid ungamuse as a motivation. Noma ngiyuza yena as my motivation David.
Character David.
Yes.
Oh wow.
David.
Now you said in your time now you also go to Emodabi to speak with inmates.
Yes.
Do people realize their mistake when they are inside prison, or it's because we're talking about some people that are accused of crime that they didn't do but end up in prison? Yes. Our perspective about the prison, ukuthi umuntu osejele umuntu oyisigebengu, how has that changed and how can we advocate for iqiniso? Because eqinisweni abantu abaningi bayagwetshwa for izinto abangazenzanga for that moment of time uboshiwe laphayana for icala ongalenzanga, but mase sowuphuma sowune criminal record. What can we do in our society ukumenda between abantu ababuya from prison nabantu abaya from prison nabantu before they go to prison?
Okay. Ngaqala ngokusebenzisa amazwi kaSharplane wethu lapha. Uye athi thina njengabantu abaya lapha sabafundisi kokuqala we must be the one esitshela abantu ukuthi akusasa ama prison. Ama correctional centers. Okay. So abantu abakwazi lokho elokishini emalokishi you must teach them from that ukuthi wawuthi prison upunishwa. But correctional center we trying ukushintsha.
Oh wow.
Iy'milo zabantu. Siyazi ukuthi bonke abantu angeke bashintshe kodwa i-community must know ukuthi abantu badinga ukunikwa ithuba.
Wow.
You see, because even Bob Mandela uma iminyakeni eminingi abantu abaningi bamamhazi njengokuthi he's a terrorist. Abelungu bafake yonke into ngayo and everybody if cabanga sesabheka i-terrorist and we didn't listen to him that he's a terrorist akaphelele. So nasejele asisho ukuthi wonke umuntu uzoshintsha. Kodwa umuntu uyazithathela isinqumo sokuthi ashintshe. Yabona. So kodwa kuhle ukuthi sibanikeze ithuba because everybody udinga a chance. If anganikezwe ithuba what's going to happen? We cannot have abantu abayilwane sibayeke bashone bayilwane. They'll always be part of a community. So let's work together in trying ukuthi sibashintshe. That's why you have ama psychologists and psychiatrists nathi abafundisi going ama prison ngoba at the end of the day bazobuya labantu. Objective ukuthi bangaphinde benze lento mbayenze. That's why bafunda ne skill naphakathi. But we need to give them a chance. There are guys abase prison kumanje umamele aphume kungabikho wakufemela ofuna ukumsayinela ukuthi ayephi. I know ukuthi there are group of guys lapha ngala ngabe sebaphumile. Nobody bathembayo kuma family. And I don't blame families, but it's also let's understand ukuthi if we can give them a chance bakhona abashintshayo. Sonke usenza amaphutha emhlabeni but siphumelela ngoba kunabantu abasinikeza a second chance
Oh, wow.
ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi sishintshe impilo zethu.
So there is still a challenge in terms of how our minds are made and how the previous regime, apartheid, made us to believe that prisons are for murderers and prisons are for people. Because now people are advocating for ukuthi akubuye isigwebo sentambo. Because they believe abantu manje sekwenzeka isihlungu, especially these things of gender-based violence. And most of the time masithi gender-based violence kuba ngathi kukhulunywa ngokuthi abantu abesilisa bacindezela abantu besifazane. How much of the unspoken voices of men abahlukumezekayo but they are not heard? How many do you meet and how big is that number?
Baningi, you will always have a challenge in prison ukuthi if amanye abantu, if they are waiting a trial, banokungafuna ukwamukela. But for guys aba-sentence bamukela. But bakhona nabawuthi uthi abenza ngalutho. Kodwa-ke uthole bayithola sebaphakathi. Ngangimamele omunye usisi ekhuluma la e-TV at one of the reasons why e-South Africa we don't support ukuthi abantu banqume is because kunabantu abaningi emva kwesikhathi eside bathola kwenzeka iphutha. So but at least sikwazi ukuthi simbuyise. Imagine if we didn't know kube ngabe sambulala lo muntu ngabe sam. So we have a number of men who are like that. Some of them ngiyobabona lapha naphakathi. So akusinto elula. It takes a lot ukuthi akhiwe naye angayibulali. We trying ukuthi kungabi nenumber yabantu abaningi abathi akusizise ngiyayibulala. Baningi abantu that abazozithola bephakathi into abangazenzanga. Kodwa abaningi abazophika kube bakwenzile lokho. Abanye bavuka after some time. Kodwa asingabambesi bonke ngengubo eyodwa ngoba there are guys abaphakathi okuthatha ukuthi inkosi yami abenza ngalutho. So now they need support. And we need noma baphuma sibe abantu ukuthi singajaha ukwehlulela abantu. Si understand those things.
You're very gifted in linguistic intelligence. Namhlanje mangibona iVolvo angikhona ukukhohlwa ukuthi iVolvo kaStivovo. All of that creativity God has gifted you with. What are your future plans in terms of what can we look forward to in terms of the plans that you have as a minister and also in the church?
My focus manje kakhulu, it has always been my heart for years. It's a building. I have this building kulende sinayo engine-dream yayo. I want ukuthi sakhe a church building, but that will be a indoor sports center. It's the dream that we're playing sinayo ukuthi so that we can our young people bakwazi ukudlala sport during the week and then benze whatever bangakwazi ukuzenza. Put more programs. We could say it's more like a youth center.
Wow.
Bese Sunday giyakhonzwa. It's the dream that I have. It's the dream that we're working on. I believe, look, I always count. Ngithi mangihleze ekhaya ngisele nga 15 years before ngiretire. So I'm dedicating the 15 years engisele ngayo because I believe that.
Wow.
Ukuthi make sure that building stands.
Wow, what a very powerful dream and a powerful vision that you have.
Yes.
And you're very consistent in your plans. Yes. Ube this discipline. I think awuyanga in the correctional service ngephutha. You are supposed to be ufadere because your behavior and your thinking is always about order. What made you to be like that?
I mean, I will say yazi mawumuntu mele to dream the impossible dream ku chapter yokuqala ngibhala amagama la ukuthi a young man wabuza an old man ukuthi ngingenzani ukuthi ngibe ne impact. Old man yathi kuye, you need to decide into eyodwa ufuna ukuyenza. Ubambelele kuyo ngenhliziyo yakho yonke.
Wow.
Noma kungakhuphukela noma kwehlela ubambelele uzuphumelele. I said to my daughter ukhuthazo ka matric angeke ngikukhethele ukuthi ufundeleni because bekahlala hamba nami mangithengisa izinto uthanda iproperty uthanda lo uthandana and I thanda no music ngathi kuyemela ukhethe but you must know ukuthi wena khethile once wayibambelela wayikhetha kumele wehle wenyuke nayo because they say omunye umuntu wajontshe emajudeni umjuda wambuza ukuthi ndoda punishment yakho sekuthele ngamafutha noma sekubhaqabule ngeswepu wathi hayi ngibambeni ngeswepu umjuda sekafika ngeswepu wathi hayi ngithele ngamafutha umjuda wathi hayi wena khethile so nase life in I believe that ukuthi lokho ngikhethile kumele ngibambelele more than anything I'm a pastor Yeah, I might have done real estate, ngathola ama-learnership ngomusa emsebenzini ngafunda kodwa I'm a pastor.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I am. Wonke umuntu ongibizayo, I'm a pastor.
Mfundisi.
Yes,
Yes.
ngoba ngikuthandayo, I was born for that.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Now, I strongly believe that we have touched base on terms of your future plans and all of that. Yini mhlawumbe ocabanga ukuthi the church will do in reaching out to the people? Because now people, we've seen number of people committing suicide. COVID has brought a very distant, isolated a lot of people and exposed us in terms of social ills that we never thought are there. Yini engayenzeka manje ukuthi sikwazi heal from the social ills that we are facing. The number of alcohol usage now has tripled. There was a time where utshwala bebuvaliwe and people were sebaphuza nama-sanitize ukuthi ine-alcohol nyana nje ake ngidakwe. What can we do as a society to really face these problems? Sizibambe ngeimpondo inkinga esibhekene nazo.
Well, angibheke kuqala ngeside lesonto. Isonto cannot expect ukuthi community will come to them. We must reach out to community. And reaching out won't be easy. Thina mele sivuke sizitshela sifuna ukufika kulabantu. I remember mangiqala ukuya correctional center. Bekuneyibosho bezingibangisa iplatform yokushumayela. And I will go there ngihlale banganginiki ithuba ngize ngenza ama-1-on-1. And I remember since sibosha sathi hayi umfundisi usuka phandle. Uze kithi. Why singamnaki? Mara kube bengakho serious bengizobele ngilahle ithawula ngithi awumusinyaya bayashumayela nabo. So we need ukuthi thina siye kuyo community. And then get the community involved. When we started the life-changing zone, I tried ngitshela young people esontweni ukuthi yini life-changing zone. But bebangezi. So life-changing zone was never about one church. It was combining wonke amabandla wasethwathwa. And benganandaba nokuthi people were not coming. I remember one day I met Sewalala. It's always in peace to Bafana. Bafana bekaseza yoni. A very active good Zion. And I banga cause the concert. But I just shared with him the idea. And he ran with it. And I was surprised. Unkulunkulu always bring someone. Instead of ukuthi sihlale, Bafana was teach ukuthi asambe siyobafuna abantu. Sebekaza abantu basethwatha will tell me kuno George. Ngazo George kanjani. Kunobani. And then
George last week here.
Yes, it's because of Ubafana wayengibona sabathi ngisuke swazi mina emaphupeni ngazi bani. Ubafana will run ahamba biza abantu athi kunobani. I remember bengisuke Bramfontein ngifunda ngibuye ngize la sihambela abantu. And that's how you get abantu awuhlali nje ufuna abantu njalo. Abantu akuzenzekeli you uyabafuna uyabalanda.
Yes.
Last year bengisebenzela i-insurance company to me level TV. Bengisuka ekhaya ngo5 ngo7 o'clock basesandeni sengiyafona. Ngishayisa ngo7 o'clock entambama. Because bakuthisha ukuthi une target kumele ube na 55 sales ngenyanga. You won't get 55 sales ngoba expect ukuthi abantu will call bafuna insurance. No, you call people ukuthi bathola umshwalense. That's how it works. When uphuma uye phandle naku real estate basithisha ukuthi if you don't have stock you won't sell. So uzoba nabantu abafuna izindlu kodwa ungazi izindlu zikuphi. So wena mele uhambe elokishini uye yonke indawo ufuna abantu abadayisa izindlu. Uyabona? So that's how it works. So nathi church must go and reach out to community. Baletha abantu ukuthi abantu abaze esontweni. Then kanjalo sizoba ne-impact. But tell them about programs. George wayithanda ukuthi mina ngangibarobha ngibatshela ngama-programs.
Yes.
Eventually bagcina bakhonza nathi. So it's not about just to khonza per se. They say over 80% yabantu South Africa ama-Christians. So umsebenzi wethu lula. Wonke umuntu khonze nogogo noma kaShembe noma kuphi. I-correctional center has taught me ukuthi sisebenza nabafundisi bonke. So I love ama-religions siyafana. Let's get the communities.
Wow.
Ukuthi aze esontweni. And let's also sibaboleke ne-building. If thina sikhonza Sunday kuphela. Abathunge abenzeni like bekwenzeka lapha isonto alenze umehluko empilweni zabo.
Oh wow. Yes. I hope that you are inspired. I hope you are revived. I would like to give you opportunity to just say last words of encouragement to the viewers.
No, ngathanda ukukhuthaza abantu ukuthi iBhayibheli lithi mind your own business and work with your own hands. Ilife yakho ayifani nabanye abantu. Maybe into zakho zihamba slow. It's a season kuzoshintsha. The only thing ezoyenza ubone ukuthi kunzima ukuthi uzicompare nabanye abantu. Stop comparing yourself nabanye abantu. Run your race, work with your hands. Ekugcineni uzophumelela. Ngiyengithi uyibambe lento le. Sonke sinika umshikashika, kumele siwushikashike. So ibambe ngalamagama ukuthi you must shik yomshikshik.
Yes.
Uyekela abanye abantu then uzophumelela kanjalo.
Shik yom shik.
Yeah.
That is Pastor Stivovo wakamchunu. Thank you so much, Nyanda.
Yes.
We hope and believe that your dreams and your vision will come and they will be realized by the society. May people that want to partner with you reach out to you, and may they come and invest in the vision that you have. Makaya, thank you so much. I hope that today's episode have inspired you. Nkulunkulu anibusise. Thank you so much.
Yabo.